Why let the fear of failure stop you from achieving your personal development goals? Hi, I'm Jeshua
And I'm Takara.
from Magnificent You. We want to tell you the most important thing we know about overcoming your fear of failure, but first we need to tell you a story.
Indeed. So the story is this. I had a big goal and fear was in my face. I had written a book. I had many books already, like as ebooks, and they were already being sold on my website. But this was the first book I wanted to put in print. And I'd done a million things, watched videos, read books, learned everything I possibly could about publishing. And I'd done this whole thing all myself, this book. And then I had this huge spreadsheet of all the things you're supposed to do if you want to publish a book, get it all done. And so I looked at this giant list and there was this thing glaring in my way. Okay. One of the things you have to do to launch a book to bestseller list, if you're trying to get on the bestseller list, is you have to reach out to other people and ask them if they will announce to their list, their email list, about your book, if they'll send out an email for you to their people. You ask your friends, you ask your colleagues, you ask all these people. And I had found out about some people that had massive lists. I mean, massive lists, but these were people that I didn't really know. Okay. I knew of them. I was on their mailing list, but I didn't really know them personally. And so reaching out to them to me was absolutely terrifying. And for a lot of reasons, and other stories I could tell you, but I won't right now. And there's not time. I was petrified of reaching out to a total stranger because I was afraid of being rejected. Right. I was terrified that they would say no, or they would not like me, or whatever crap was going on in my head. Right.
And if you're not fully aware, fear of rejection is a form of fear of failure.
It is like you're going to fail and they're going to hate you or whatever. I had to have this conversation with myself. And the reason I had to have the conversation, it was like there was a deadline. The book was being published on a certain date. And when you're talking to really big name people, they have their email, scheduled out for months. They know what's going to be, sent out this month and 3 weeks from now and 6 months from now. They've already got it all done. It's all in a system. It's all automated, right? And here I was, the date for my book being published was coming up really fast. And I hadn't reached out to these people. It got to be 30 days out from the book was being published. And I was just like, if I don't send these today, it's too late. If I don't send these emails today, the time has passed. It'll never happen. This opportunity is gone. And I was terrified and I didn't want to do it. I mean, every fiber of my being did not want to send those emails. So I had to go and look in the mirror and I had to say, if you don't do this, no one else will. If you don't send these emails, I'd already written them. I already spent days writing this silly email, right? I just hadn't hit send. But I had to say, if you don't send these out, no one's going to buy your book because no one's going to know about your book, right? Like you're shooting your own foot if you don't send these emails. Okay. So knees knocking and terrified, I hit go, right? And then I closed my computer and I went away because I was terrified. I was terrified of the rejection. A few hours later or the next day or whenever I did it, I went back in to check. And I was so overwhelmed by the people that said yes to a total stranger like me. They're like, sure, I'll send it to my list. I'm like, some of these people had hundreds of thousands of subscribers on their mailing list, and they were saying yes to me. Yes, the book hit the bestseller list. Yes, all that was done. But it's like there was so much agony getting up to that. And the thing is, now it's no big deal to reach out to a stranger. Like once I did it once, it's not even hard now. But it could have stopped me. It could have stopped me from my success as an author. And that's just, one example of how it can stop me or you or anybody.
Mhm.
So it's some big stuff.
Definitely. Yeah. So as you can see, even though she really didn't want to do it, she did it anyway. She mustered up the courage and actually got it done and succeeded in this case. That's not always going to happen. Right. Sometimes you will do the thing and you're going to fail, and that's okay because, right, as we've said in a previous episode, failure is just a learning opportunity.
Right.
So the secret ultimately is that you have to take the actions even when you're afraid, when you know it's something important, especially when you're afraid. Now, if you know it's bad for you, don't do it, obviously. Hopefully that's obvious. But if it's something that's important that you know has to be done, you just got to do it. And you're not going to turn off the fear. That's one thing that a lot of people really wish was true. Sure, that would be fantastic, but that's not how it works. You're gonna be scared until you do it. And then once it's over, you're not going to be scared anymore. And now you can send out to the stranger lists, no problem. So, once you've done it, you've expanded that bubble of your comfort zone,
right,
and you can do the next hard thing again. Because if you don't keep up that momentum, you're going to fall flat, and then you're going to get weak again, as David Goggins might say.
Exactly.
Now that you have to just do it, even though you're afraid, I wonder how much further you'll get in your life, in business or relationships or any of the things that you're trying to advance in once you start doing those things, even though you don't want to. Since you've made it this far into the video, clearly you liked it, so go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and subscribe so you can watch future videos and continue your learning in this process. And since you definitely know someone that could benefit from these videos, go ahead and share as well.
Until next time.